guys, it's Jessie and welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. So for today I wanted to share with you guys my 2022 makeup inventory. Why did I say it like that? My makeup inventory for 2022. So all these numbers are as of January 1st, 2022. I did, if you saw my last video, do a little haul as a gift from Reagan. That's not breaking my no-buy, but I explain it all in that video. I'm not including those products in this video. They will be updated into my mid-year update, but I'm just doing as of the very start of the year, and this video has just been a couple of weeks delayed. So I have my little notebook down here with my numbers from January of last year, kind of July of last year, and January of this year, of course. So I'm just going to share with you guys how my collection has grown over time. Some things have gone down. Almost everything has gone up, but that's fine. If you don't know, I'm on a no-buy for the first part of this year. Just trying to use up some stuff. So I'm basically going to talk you through all the sections and just basically discuss my thoughts. I like to do this to keep track of all of my products, and yeah, I just find it quite useful. I mean, some of these sections are huge, but overall it's okay, I don't mind. So without further ado, I'm just going to get straight into it. So starting off in kind of order of the face, how I apply my makeup really, I have number one is primer. So in January of 2021 I had 4, mid last year I had 5, and now I currently have 4. So I'm reasonably happy with this number. I think this definitely could go down. I kind of just work through my primers one at a time really. I'm currently trying to finish up the Wet n Wild matte photo focus primer, and that is very nearly done. So I think in the next month that should be done. So hopefully the numbers will be down a little bit more. A lot of these primers I don't love. My favorite type of primers are kind of grippy ones, and I don't actually have many of those. The Jecca Black Glow Drops I don't love, and the number 7 Airbrush Away primer is just okay. So I think I'm going to just kind of work through my primers just to get them out of my collection, and then maybe repurchase the e.l.f., I don't know what it was called, some type of grippy primer that I really liked, and also maybe try out the Milk Hydro Grip. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I basically am just going to slowly start working through my collection. Now for foundation, at the start of last year I had 3, mid last year I had 7, and now I have 8. So I don't really know how this has gone up so much, but I also don't wear foundation every day. A lot of these I received as gifts. I do like foundation. I'm trying to kind of get into wearing it more often, but I also don't want to wear a full face of makeup if I'm wearing a mask and it can smudge and all that jazz. So my normal kind of makeup routine is primer, then straight to cream blush, powder products, and then eyes and stuff. So I don't normally wear a foundation or concealer necessarily, but I do have 8 currently in my collection. One of them is a little sample, so hopefully I should be able to use that one up by the mid-year update, and also my Maybelline one. Hopefully I should be able to use that one up too, because there is not very much left in that at all. So that should hopefully be able to go sometime soon. Then for concealer, at the start of last year I had 2, in July I had 4, and now I have 5. So again, I'm kind of happy with these. I'm slowly working my way through them. The e.l.f. Camo CC Cream, I believe it is. The e.l.f., what's it called? That's the wrong name. The e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer I don't love. Firstly, it's too light for me, and secondly, I just don't love the finish of it. So I'm actually using that every day as an eyeshadow primer. I love using concealer as eyeshadow primer. I find that works best for me. So I'm using that every single day, and that is slowly kind of making its way through my collection. And other ones I'm kind of working on in different projects. So not too bad. This definitely could go down, but I don't mind if it goes up too much. I just want to kind of try and get to use them a little bit more often. Then for powders, so at the start of last year I had 3, in July I had 4, and now I have 5. I'm just going to try and work through my powders. I, for some reason, always thought I just had the one loose one, because that's what I kind of use every day, but I have a few pressed in different palettes. So I think I'm not going to buy any more powders now until I've just used up everything, and so I can just have one and keep going back to it, because powder's not something that I get loads of joy out of. I mean, I love a good powder, but it's not something I want a collection of 10 of, like with maybe blushes or highlighters or eyeshadows where I would want a large variety. I feel like a lot of powders are very similar, so I don't mind having a smaller collection and kind of cutting that down if I can. And here is where we get into a bit of a sticky situation. The next one, not too bad. after this is where it definitely picks up. So we're moving into cheap products now, and for bronzer, the start of last year I had 5, mid-year I had 6, and now I have 11. Yeah, I mean, I don't love bronzer. It's my least favourite of the cheap categories. I have nearly finished my Riri triple shading bronzer. That one is nearly done, and I was panning it last year, so I definitely think I could probably get rid of that in the start of this year. Then all my other ones are reasonably new, so I don't think I'm going to finish any others this year necessarily. Maybe just try and pan some so next year I can work them out. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have much to say about the bronzers. They're fine. The ones I have I like, so I'm just going to continue to use them as I would normally. Nothing crazy there. Then for blusher, so this is including cream and powder blusher. So at the start of last year I had 14, mid last year I had 29, now I have 41. So yeah, that is a lot. That is a lot more than I ever need in my life. I think I've used up maybe 3 or 4 blushes in my time panning, so that's like 2 per year. So that would give me blushes for 20 years. So yeah, I will have blushes until I'm nearly 40 if none of them went off and I just kept using them. So that's insane. But basically I am just gonna try and just work through them. I mean, I know I have so many. The cream ones I'm going to focus on much more because obviously they expire. I don't want things to expire, but I have so much, so I think it's probably likely. So yeah, I mean, I use both cream and powder blush every single day. I love to lay on my blush. It's one of my favorite things, and I use a decent amount, so hopefully I can, you know, continue to use it. But yeah, I've got a lot of blush, so I really need to just kind of maybe even put myself on a blush no buy for the rest of the year, kind of do a product specific no buy after I come off my like full no buy for the start of this year. That might be a good idea. So then moving on to highlighter, at the start of last year I had 12, mid last year I had 22, and now I have 26. So obviously there is a lot there. A lot of these come from palettes, but also just me buying highlighter, not gonna lie. And I've got 2 cream ones. I've got my Colourpop cream one that I think I could definitely use up this year, and I did pan a highlighter last year. It took me a year and a half, so I'm not sure how well this is gonna go with these panning these ones, because I mean, I like to use a lot of highlighter. I do think I use more highlighter than average. Also, my bronzer always looks a little bit muddy on camera. I promise it's less in real life, it's just the way the kind of shadows fall and the lighting is. But yeah, I do like to wear a lot of highlighter. As you can see, I'm very glowy, but even then I still don't use a lot up. So yeah, definitely need to kind of work on them, but again, I don't really know how. Then for brows, at the start of last year I had 5 products, mid last year I had 4, and now I just have 1. So I use Eyeshadow as brow powder. I don't count that towards my brow numbers. I just count that as eyeshadow numbers. And then I just have my one singular Glossier Boy Brow, which I love. I think when that runs out, I will replace it with the e.l.f. Wow Brow. I've heard really good things about that, and it seems to be like a cheaper dupe, so I'll give that a go. But I don't need tons of brow products. I just use my little angled brush and I fill them in with eyeshadow, and I feel like they look fine. I like how they look. So after that we have liners, eyeliners. So at the start of last year I had 7, mid last year I had 2, and now I just have 2, and that is including my Barry M Kohl eye pencil and my Huda Beauty lifeliner, which I don't love, but it's the only black eyeliner I have. So if I wanted to ever do eyeliner, I could have that, but I don't do eyeliner very often, so it doesn't really matter. Then for eyeshadow palettes, so at the start of last year I had 20, mid last year I had 30, and now I have 47. So I've gained 27 eyeshadow palettes in 2021, and I have doubled my collection, which is insane. But I mean, I love eyeshadow. It's my favorite part of my makeup. I don't think I'm going to be getting any more eyeshadow palettes anytime soon. The only ones I could consider getting is the Pastel Roses one I know they're coming out with, and a Beauty Bay one if they're going to do something for Valentine's Day or spring. I probably will pick up those ones, but I don't want to have more than 52 eyeshadow palettes in my collection, because in my head that's like 1 per week of the year. If I have too much eyeshadow that I can't even wear one for like a whole week in the year, to me that just seems like excessive, because 47 is not excessive apparently. So yeah, I'm probably going to start trying to declutter ones that I don't love as much if I do end up getting over 52, but I mean that's probably going to happen, not gonna lie. But yeah, I mean, we're just going to keep going and see what happens. Then for singles, at the start of last year I had 6, mid last year I had 32, and at the start of this year I have 31. So this is mainly from depotted palettes. So I hadn't depotted any of my palettes at the start of last year. Depotted one for the mid-year, kind of around that time, and now I have a lot more palettes depotted, and I've also just recently done a declutter of my single shadows, so I do think I have a kind of good hold on my singles. I don't think I've got too many, and I think it's kind of just about fine. I've got basically like 2 medium-sized palettes worth of singles, so I don't think that's excessive. Then for bullet lipsticks, at the start of last year I had 7, mid last year I had 6, and now I have 5. I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job working through my bullet lipsticks. My favourite lip gloss formula is gloss. I love wearing lip gloss, and that, as we will come to that category, is very large, but yeah, I'm just happy to kind of work through my lipsticks. I don't feel a need to have loads in my collection, so I definitely think this number could go down, but I'm kind of okay with 5. Then liquid lipsticks, at the start of last year I had 7, mid last year I had 9, and now I have 4. Again, don't wear liquid lipstick too often. My favourite one is the Huda Beauty Demi Matte. That's really stunning. I love that formula, and I've got a 3C one that I really like, and then the others are just kind of different colours that I don't have elsewhere in my collection. So I mean, I probably could cut that down even more, but I'm reasonably happy with that. I wear them infrequently, but I don't hate them. Then for lip gloss, this one definitely boomed last year. The start of last year I had 8, mid last year I had 15, and now I have 23, so that's definitely a lot. It's not, I don't think it's hugely over the top. I mean, 23 lip glosses is a lot, but I can work my way through lip gloss reasonably quickly. I think I should be able to pan maybe 5 or 6 this year. I've got a lot of minis in my collection, so I definitely think I should be able to work through those quite well. So yeah, I don't think that's too much of an issue category for me. I think maybe mid-year we should be looking a little bit better on that front. Then lip balm. I went through a phase like 3 years ago where I was just collecting lip balm like crazy, maybe even 2 years ago, and I don't buy lip balm anymore. The only lip balm I receive are gifts, or I work in a kind of cosmetic shop, so sometimes we get to try out new products and take them home, so they're from there too. So I had 26 at the start of last year, and then 25 mid-year because I'd obviously used them up, and then at the start of this year I now have 28. I have panned maybe 3 or 4 lip glosses last year, completely used them up, but I've got some as gifts in gift sets and also from work, so that is just something I'm slowly trying to work my way through. I like lip balm. I use it every single day, every morning, every evening, so I feel like I'm doing a decent job at getting through them. Then for setting spray, at the start of last year I had 1, mid-year I had 0, and now I have 1. I'm very happy with that. I like having 1 setting spray. I don't feel like I need more. I really like the one I have. I definitely don't think I'll be without setting spray in the future. I really actually enjoy the feel of it, the kind of effectiveness of it. The one I have is pretty cheap and works really well, so I'm really happy with that. Then moving on to lip liners. I didn't actually track this at the first 2 updates of this, unfortunately, but I currently have 4, so just keep in mind for that. I think I'm pretty happy with that. I've got 2 nudie ones, 1 pinky one and 1 red one, so I'm pretty happy with that. I don't see myself needing more necessarily, and I'm just going to slowly work through them. Then for my 2 non-makeup products, I've got body lotions. At the start of last year I had 14, then I went down to 13 mid-year, and now I'm up at 21 due to working at a cosmetics body care store. I get loads of free stuff, so I mean, I'm not complaining, but I do have a lot more now. And then for body spray, at the start of last year I had 11, this is including perfumes by the way too, and just any kind of scent related stuff. Mid last year I had 9, and now I have 8, so slowly working my way through that. I'm very happy to see that. And then total products, so at the start of last year I had 155. Then going on to July, I added 67 products into my collection, and obviously plus and minus the bits I took out. This is the kind of overall net growth, which took me up to 222 products. And between mid-year last year and now, I added 53 products, so less of an increase, which I'm actually really surprised about. But now I do have 275 products in my collection, including obviously the body sprays and body lotions too. So that means I have increased my collection by 120 products since this time last year, which is excessive. I really hope I am not the same way next year in terms of how much product I get into my collection. I feel like last year was definitely a big buying year for me. I definitely bought a lot of stuff that I didn't need, but also it did make me very happy. I really like my collection now, and I also think going forward there's not a lot of older products that I want. Last year I didn't necessarily buy just the brand new stuff. I bought a lot of the kind of older stuff that I've been eyeing up for a while, and now if I think about it, there's not a lot of makeup that I really want. I have such a short wish list. It's literally got like 4 products on it, I think, and I don't have kind of a need to buy any of those. Again, as I said, the Beauty Bay and Pastel Roses are an exception to me, and I talked about that in my no buy video. But besides that, I really don't think I'm going to be buying anything else for a while. So I'm really hoping to just get cracking on all of my project plans, get some really good progress in, and hopefully use up some of this makeup. But yeah, I really hope you guys did enjoy seeing this video and seeing my makeup inventory. If you did, don't forget to give it a like down below. You can hit subscribe, turn the bell to join our little club, and make sure you turn on all notifications, then you'll be notified every single time I post a new video. If you want to watch one of my other videos, there'll be 2 on the screen now to pick from, as well as a load linked up in the cards from earlier. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!